There are a number of ways you can move around Google Sheets, along with a range of shortcuts you can use to speed up various tasks such as navigating, selecting, and formatting. Let's start with the basics. You can use either your mouse or trackpad to scroll left and right or up and down to different sections of your worksheet. You can also click and point to make a selection and perform a calculation, organize, or format your data or text. To select a range, you can click and drag with your mouse or your trackpad. At any point, you can access different options by right-clicking on the selection. These options will vary depending on what you select. Many of these options can also be accessed through the regular menu at the top. You will be amazed at how much faster you can work when you know only a couple of shortcuts. You can access all the shortcuts by going to Help and scrolling down to Keyboard Shortcuts. Since Google Sheet is a web-based tool, a lot of the keyboard shortcuts that are available in Excel are not available and you need to enable them. Make sure the Enable Compatible Spreadsheet Shortcuts option is selected and is green. Most of the shortcuts from Mac utilize the Command button, while Control key is used for PC machines a lot. In Google Help Center, you can find an even more comprehensive list and summary of shortcuts for each machine. Personally, I find the quickest way to find the shortcut is to go to the menu and find what you want to do. Any shortcuts for the action that are available will be listed on the right of the menu option. It is good to remember shortcuts that you use daily, but there is really no need to try to memorize the ones you use very sporadically, such as grouping rows. Let's start with the most frequently used and universal shortcuts. To copy something, make a selection, then press Command+C on Mac or Control+C on PC. From now on, I will just be saying the Mac shortcuts, but know that if you're using a PC machine, you might have to press the Control instead of the Command button. To paste something, press Command-V. This type of pasting pastes everything: format, values, and formulas. To paste only formats or values, use the Paste Special option and find the shortcut for that. One of the most useful shortcuts is the undo button. If you make a mistake or change your mind, press Command+Z. On the other hand, if you press Command+Y, you redo the previous action. Another action similar to copying is cutting with Command+X. However, when you cut and then paste the selection somewhere else, you actually are moving it from the previous place. There are also several universal formatting shortcuts. After you make a selection, you can use the Command+B to make text or data bold. To underline anything, press Command+U and use Command+I to make things italic. To remove the italic, underlined, or bold formats, just use the shortcuts again. There are also a few general shortcuts that can perform certain worksheet actions. To open a new or another file, you can use Command+O, and if you press Escape, you will cancel that action and go back to your worksheet. Another universal shortcut is Command+P to print your file. You may think Command+S would save your file, and that is the case for most software. However, if you go to the menu File option, there is no option to save because Google Sheets automatically saves every change made to the spreadsheet. Finally, if you use Command+F, you can search your file for text or number in your worksheet. If I search for home, I will see all the instances where it is found in the worksheet on the current tab. Shortcuts speed up your work and increase productivity, but also knowing them is very helpful when you find yourself without a mouse or a trackpad. To access the menu without a mouse, press Ctrl plus Option plus F. Then use the arrows to go through the menu options. Once you find the menu options you want, press Enter to select it. Now let's make some selections with our keyboard only. To select everything, use Command+A. The first time you press it, an entire area up to any empty rows is selected. If you press Command+A again, your entire sheet will be selected. Finally, the third time you use that shortcut, everything will be unselected. To move around the worksheet, you can use left, right, up, or down arrows. If you don't just want to move around the sheet, but rather select a range, press the Shift button while you're using the arrows to define it. This is very helpful, but if you want to select a large area, it can be a bit tedious. So you can speed up the process by pressing both Command plus Shift while you're using the arrows. If you over-select an area, let go of the Command button and just use Shift and arrow to narrow down your selection. Another very helpful shortcut for large worksheet is the Command plus Home to go to the beginning of the sheet or Command plus End to go to the end. What is even more helpful is being able to select the data in a row by pressing Shift plus space once and pressing it again to select the entire row. The third time you press it, you cancel the selection. Similarly, you can select the column with Ctrl plus space, and if you press it again, you select the entire column. You can often combine shortcuts to make larger selection. For example, pressing Shift plus space selects the row, and once that is selected, I can press Ctrl plus space to select all the columns for the selection. If you do that one more time, you select the entire personal budget area. Finally, you will rarely have a file with just one tab. To quickly go to the tab left or right, use Option plus arrow down or up. You don't have to use all these newly learned shortcuts right away. Just pick the ones you like and use often. Later, you can keep adding new ones. Soon enough, you'll be Google Sheets Speed Demon. Thanks so much for watching.